Hello Year 3 and welcome to your English video for Thursday the 28th of January. Now today what we're going to be doing, we are going to be writing points 3 and point 4 from our plan, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. Our learning objective today is to use inverted commas for dialogue between characters. Now remember, when we use inverted commas, they are our 66 and our 99, and it starts the speech and finishes the speech as well. So what we're going to have a look at is the two parts that we're going to be writing today. Now I'm going to do this video in two parts, one for part 3, one for part 4. So in part 3, what this video is for now, is that Stanley meets Flig, who was sat down, huddled up in the corner behind a large rock. Flig has wavy hair, minimal clothing, and is very mucky. His face looks as though it hasn't been washed. Okay, now remember what Miss Dunn said on Tuesday. Sometimes we write a plan and our writing goes a little bit off, and that's absolutely fine. If he does that, it is fine. Don't worry, just go with the flow because your ideas can slightly change. So I'll show you what Miss Dunn has wrote now for this next part. So the success criteria for today is that we are going to include dialogue and inverted commas. We are going to be continuing to use our prepositions. So a few are there as an example: up, down, under, through, between, etc. I want you to have neat and legible handwriting, making sure that I can read it Year 3. And I want to see lots of different punctuation. So you've got your full stops, your commas, you've got your inverted commas in there, and maybe you can sneak in an exclamation mark or a cheeky question mark. So let's have a look now. So there was a rustle in the corner of the cave. "Who goes there?" shouted Stanley. He was trying to be brave. Yet, oh, silly Miss Dunn, another spelling mistake. Yet his heart felt like it was going to thump out of his chest. So I've underlined the preposition there. You don't need to underline it, but that's just what I've done just to show you where I am including them. Movement. And I want movement. I want you to include this part so that you can structure your story. So the yellow, remember, Year 3, is what you can use and you can magpie into your own work to make sure that it is structured correctly. Movement. Pebbles rolling away. A foot. Was it a human foot? "Hello?" Stanley called quietly. Miss Dunn spelled quietly wrong, so I need to edit that, don't I? How do I edit it, Year 3? Well, I do it in my purple pen, don't I? So there we go. Let's edit it with my purple pen. "I'm Stanley. Who are you?" Stanley corrected himself. Another mistake, silly Miss Dunn. Let's edit it, purple pen. There we go. And you can be purple penning as you go along too. Stanley corrected himself as he didn't want to come across rude. Moments later, and I'm going to do that in yellow highlight as well because I'd like you to include that. I'd like you to include that to help structure your story. So moments later, waves of maroon hair rose behind a large rock, and you can see I've fitted in a couple of prepositions there as well. "Me, Flig. Flig lives here," Flig replied. Flig carefully tiptoed out from behind the boulder. His wavy hair caressed his face, which means it hugged his face. Sand, soot and filth lay on all the visible parts of his body. Stanley notices. Should it be notices or noticed? I think it should be noticed. So let's change that. And purple pen, again, Year 3. Stanley noticed that he was wearing almost no clothes except for a loincloth that was wrapped neatly around his waist. Now that is where we are writing up to with point 3. I want you to describe how and what he looks like and leave it at that point, okay, Year 3? So you can add lots of detail in, but finish on how your character, Flig, Ugg or Og, looks. Okay, once you've done this part, once you've wrote this part, I'd like you to watch part 2 of today's video for English, and you can see how Miss Dunn has structured her next piece of writing. Okay, see you soon, Year 3.